County Connection. I'm Robert Henning, the director of the Rockpile Museum, and with me again this month is Heather Rodriguez. Heather is our museum educator.
One of them,
One of
yep.
the museum educators. And what do you have cooking for May? Lots of stuff, right?
Oh gosh, so excited because we have Sheepherders Festival. So the only fear is this airs May 1, and the event is the 2nd and the 3rd, and a lot of people don't remember to turn their calendars. So remember to turn your calendar because Friday, May 2nd, is actually the Sheepherders Dinner. I'm super excited about that. Eric and Kelly Barlow are preparing a full lamb feast, and we are once again sold out of tickets.
Yeah.
So,
But if you're watching this on May 1st or 2nd,
you can always check.
you could check.
Yeah,
Maybe
you could
somebody
check.
canceled.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So
give us a call.
and they're going to be, I'm just so excited. They're making a shaved leg of lamb, lamb kebabs, a Greek lamb lasagna.
Now you're talking my language.
And then all is locally sourced. So it's a farm to table. And then we have probably one of my favorite parts of the whole dinner is Eric and Kelly's daughter-in-law in Sheridan has a business where she brings a donkey that has saddlebags, and that's how you'll get your beverages. So I'm sorry, how cool is that we're gonna have a donkey walking around? I love that. Anyway, so we try to make really interesting dinners.
That sounds very interesting.
And then I had the privilege of interviewing Dorothy Jean Davis yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And so she won't come if we're gonna play it, which I was sad. I tried to get her to speak, but great interview.
Yeah.
I specifically asked her, I said, how long have you been sheep ranching? Forever. That was her exact words. So, you know.
And she's from a Scottish family, yes?
She is. Her mom was from Scotland.
She was a Mackenzie. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So that was a delight, and I think that's going to be a great event, great dinner. And then the next day, starting at 9, Mike Miller's going to trail his sheep in from Achita. They'll be arriving around 9, I should say that, which is this fabulous event that shuts down streets and everybody, we're moving sheep like we used to.
Yeah, very cool.
Cowboy State Daily came last year. I'm sure they're coming again. We're going to get some drone footage of them coming in. So it really adds to it. And then we have the Lander Pipe and Drum, which is a high school group. They're going to come over and they'll open us with bagpipes as the sheep come in. It's this beautiful, I love it. I love the layers. We'll have the Basque dancers. We'll have David Rompvet from Buffalo. He's coming over. The Caminos from Buffalo will come over and make lukanka, which is one of your favorites.
Yep.
We have
any type of sausage.
Any type of sausage. And then we have vendors that are artists that will be coming in that are wool felters, Mountain Meadow Wool. We really do have, and that's not even to mention all the sheep wagons.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people don't realize the whole story with Wyoming and being the sheep wagon innovators. And I'll ask you that question. Where were they actually invented?
Well, since we're in Gillette, I'm going to say Douglas.
Okay.
I think Douglas is the epicenter of the wagon. Of course, other people think it's over there in the center part of the state in Rawlins.
Yep.
Yes. I think it was probably simultaneous. I think people were seeing wagons being made and said, I can do that, and innovating in their own way. But definitely a lot of innovation with the wagons here in Wyoming. And certainly people from other places also have claims to this.
They do.
Idaho, Nevada.
And they get rather excited about the whole thing, right? That it came from there. So, but I love that part of the history. And this year we'll see, because we actually have had a gentleman call me from California, from Redding, California, and he wants to pull his sheep wagon all the way here. And Dorothy actually called me on that, and she said, well, he's certainly not from Wyoming. And I said, if somebody wants to bring a sheep wagon all the way from California, I'm not going to tell him no.
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have lots of sheep wagons. I'm hoping we have at least double digits, so 10 or above. This year we had 9 last year. So I think that's doable. And I love the event because it's so sweet, right? There's just something so genuine and authentic and real about wool and sheep wagons, and these people are a delight. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And the sheep industry, the wool industry, was a huge part of Wyoming's history, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think of it this way. We have lots of events that celebrate cowboys.
Right.
and cattle ranching and that culture. But we've never in the state had too many events that celebrate the other main livestock, which was
Right.
sheep. So I think it's a good event to have to celebrate, and it definitely has a different culture.
It does.
Has a different feel.
It does.
The people that came from other parts of the world to work in that industry
Right.
were from different places than the cowboys.
Right.
So,
Which lends itself to this great cultural element. We do have a lot of cowboy things, and there's definitely a cowboy culture, a Western culture. But the sheep ranching, the sheep industry is different. It's actually more cultural. At least the focus or the room is allowed to have. So having bass dancers and having Scottish pipers, and I mean, that's a pretty cool event for Gillette, Wyoming. So
it really is. Yep. So I'm excited.
yeah, me too. Me too. And then we have a new event that we actually felt like was going to be a little touch and go for various reasons. But May 24th is the Indian relay races through 307. And we are going to be hosting and giving room to a native dance exhibition. And for that, again, so excited. I don't think anything has been done like that in Gillette for a long time. And just having people that we can have as consultants within the Crow tribe has been, I love that. I mean, I absolutely love it. And so we'll have an arts and crafts show that will be tribal members only. And then we will have dancers, and we'll have a drum host. And so it will be this beautiful cultural exhibition in conjunction with people can then immediately go to the Indian relay races. And there are 8 different tribal councils that are represented in that. And so what a great tie-in. And, you know, I don't know what that day is going to look like, but I know that it's going to be beautiful. Their regalias are absolutely stunning. And the amount of work and time that these families put into creating their family regalia is not to be overlooked. It is not to be shortchanged in any way. And so I think it's such a great thing for the Rockpile to highlight and to give space and to make that connection with our history.
Yeah, and we've had dancers before at the museum. We've had the Wind River dancers. We had hoop dancers from South Dakota. But this is different. It is different. This is what, 3 hours of
Correct.
drumming, singing, and dancing.
Yes.
Much more like a powwow, like
Correct.
a little mini powwow of sorts.
Exactly. And this is kind of to prove that concept because powwows are extremely expensive. And the difference, just in case anybody wonders, between an exhibition, the dancers are paid for their performance, whereas a powwow, they actually compete. And they're competing for large sums of money. And so that just has a very different feel. Jackson has, or Cody actually, has a big one that they have every year. Bozeman has a big powwow.
Yeah.
This is kind of a trial to see what we can do because we have talked about, next year is the 250th anniversary of America, and what a stunning way to represent another part of our 250 history and culture. And having a large powwow.
Semi-quincentennial powwow.
Yeah, that's
like
a tough semi-quincentennial. Yes.
Yeah.
So
if you'd like to sponsor a powwow in 2026, please give us a call.
yes. I mean, that's
Seriously?
not a shameless plug. That's an actual
Yeah.
because the amount of money.
Sure.
You know, I mean, we're talking it's a $150,000 event.
Well, and you can't draw dancers from a very big region if the prize money's not very good, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
We're very lucky because right now we have 30 dancers for sure, and we should be at 40 by the time the event happens. And for us, that's huge.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm very excited actually about the whole thing.
So dates, times, places on this.
So that will be May 24th, which is a Saturday. It's actually Memorial Day weekend. The vendor show starts at 10. Is over at 4. The dancers start at noon, and they're over at 4. And that's because that's approximately when the Indian relay races start. If the weather is terrible, which it's been a couple of these times, we're still putting this thing on. And mainly because the Indian relay racers, they'll run whether it's rain, snow, it doesn't matter. They're going to run. And so we're bringing all these people in. We've already committed. We're going to do it too. I don't know what that looks like. Makes me a little nervous. But yeah, we're going to do that.
Good.
And it's out at Camplex, Morningside
Camplex,
Park area.
Yeah.
So
in the courtyard.
yes.
The dancing will be
Well, it'll
in that
either be
area.
in the plaza or it'll actually be right across from Morningside Park. That's being finalized too.
plaza, that's what it's called.
Yes, the
Sorry.
plaza.
Yeah. So, and is Storyland still at the museum?
It is still at the museum. Now it's a quiz for you. What's our last day?
May 7th is our last day for Storyland. And so, again, hopefully you're watching this early in the month. So we'll be free through May 7th, and then it's looking like we're going to be closed for a few days for packing up the exhibit and getting it shipped out.
Yes.
And then we'll be back to normal. Well, what's normal anymore? We'll be
May's
back
a busy
to,
month.
yes, we'll be back to do some new exhibits and programs in the museum following that. So
Yes.
admission fees will resume. So it's a good time to get your Rockpile Museum Association membership renewed because RMA members are free. So one yearly fee, you get to come as many times as you want to the museum for free.
Exactly. And I don't think a lot of people realize that because it's a great way to support the museum plus get free admission. So
Yeah, and you get a newsletter, you get emails, text messages if you want to find out about all the events and programs.
And preferred.
You get a discount in the museum store.
Yes.
You
yes.
get early
Oh,
registration
the
to
museum
events.
store.
Yeah, so, and more.
Great
And if you're at a
segue.
higher level, you can get discounted admission at museums around the country.
Right.
So if you're a traveler and love museums, look into that.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah, museum store. You brought
Oh,
some
yeah,
stuff?
exactly. You want to share the bag? You can reach
I
in.
didn't-
You can.
Oh, okay. I'll do one
So
of
it's
these
like a
things.
game. It's a game. Oh,
Oh, yes. I really like these.
I did too.
So we have partnered with the National World War II Museum.
Yes.
They have their own line of goods through their museum store, and they wholesale out to other museums. So we do have some World War II era memorabilia, like that cool Jeep puzzle in a Jeep tin, and Winston Churchill socks. I mean, who doesn't want Churchill to walk around with you and inspire you with his words
Exactly.
all day long?
From a pair of socks. I mean, it's a bargain.
I think so.
It's a bargain.
And
Yeah, Churchill walk
I
around.
also
with you.
just like the frowny face.
I'm kind of wondering though, when you put them on, what his face looks like in the end. You do a very great Churchill impression. Okay, your turn.
My turn.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that thing on top there.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No, I'm not.
All right.
Oh, a Triceratops. Did you know that the Triceratops is the Wyoming state dinosaur?
I did
Okay.
know that because we've had discussions. I think it would be very cool to have a life-size Triceratops on the top of the rock pile, but I keep getting shut down for that. Yeah, nothing
I've
like
not
being
heard
on
that
TV.
idea.
Oh, well, you just did.
See, nothing ever flows up to the top. Triceratops, this is like a mini building block.
It is.
It's
They're brutal.
similar
from-
to Lego brand, but not Legos.
Correct.
Yes, these are for older kids. This is
Yeah,
a
'cause
12 and
they're-
up
this is
because they're
teeny,
quite
teeny.
small. Yep. So
I understand it's almost punishment. So if you'd like to punish your children, well, maybe not punish them, challenge them. That's
No,
a
they're
much
still a
better
lot of
word.
fun.
Challenge
they're
them.
a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take this one out because we have a schoolhouse chalkboard set. And I wanted to mention this is 20 years of Pioneer School that Penny's program with the third graders in the district. Fabulous.
Yeah.
I had my first opportunity to actually go and be the superintendent on Monday. It's quite the program. And the kids, it's so cute. They come in silent. Their teachers have warned them that this is 1890 and they need to behave. And as a superintendent, we get to reinforce that. And it's a great experience. The kids come in with their little bonnets and their little plaid shirts, and they sit in the old schoolhouse, the Arriva schoolhouse,
Yeah.
which when I talked to Dorothy Jean, that's where she went to school.
Yep.
And so all of these layers of history and how we're bringing that to third graders today is such not only a great experience, I think it's a way to make history come to life, and that's what I love. So you can actually continue their experience by getting a little schoolhouse chalkboard set for them in the gift shop. We have a lot of new
little
things.
slate?
Yes, a little slate, and the kids love it when they get to do arithmetic with their little. They have little pieces of fabric to cover it, so no one can cheat.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very fun.
Nice. And so 20 years. So in theory, we're seeing children of the first students who went to that program now in the program.
Which is wild.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is kind of wild. So a whole new generation. So that is
Yes.
quite a history there with that
It
program.
is.
Oh, you left it for me.
I did.
That's the only one.
I did.
All right. So we mentioned Sheep Herders Festival. We have, of course, souvenirs.
Get the T-shirt.
Yeah. You can have your own sheep. We also have other ones that say "Home Sweet Home" with a sheep
Home on the
herders
range.
Home on the range with
Yeah.
a sheep herder's wagon on them. I really love that design too. So if you didn't pick this up at the festival, swing into the museum. Good Gillette souvenir, Rockpile
It is.
Museum. Yeah.
It is. It's a great,
We have all the
great
sizes.
T-shirt. We do.
Not all
We
the
do,
sizes,
and we have a lot
but
of new
most
things.
of the
I mean, we
sizes.
brought just a few things, but with this partnership with the World War II Museum, I mean, we have tank pencil sharpeners.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fabulous. We have little fighter jets. We have
Puzzles, games. There's a little
a
pilot
onesie.
onesie for a
yeah.
baby.
Yeah, that makes it look like Top Gun with little glasses.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're
It's
having
fun.
it
It's
is
fun
some
stuff.
very fun things that are only at the museum. So I think sometimes people forget about us, but we're trying to make sure you don't forget about us.
Yep. Do your birthday shopping. It's never too early for Christmas.
Easter baskets, although this will be after Easter, so never mind.
Never mind. Next Easter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, anything else?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Are we foreshadowing that there's an event in July?
There is an event with antique tractors in July.
Yes.
So if you have an antique tractor or love antique tractors, July 19
Yes.
is the day you want to remember. If you'd like to come and share your tractor or pull with it, give us a call. We'll get you on the list.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Heather.
All right. Thank you, Robert.